All right. Hi, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Lentor Modern Consumer Seminar, the title, The Start of a New Township. So I hope everybody has settled down and enjoyed the videos, and we will be starting our session promptly. So today we have with us a very special guest. We have Mr. Alvin Khoo, who is a Vice President in the Residential Projects Department. Alvin Khoo himself has been very involved in a lot of local launches, especially integrated developments, especially in projects that are undergoing transformation. He's been involved in projects such as Daintree, which has been kickstarted in the beauty world transformation. He's been involved in dairy farm, also with the dairy farm transformation. So no better person here to have with us to explain to us some of the master plans of what's happening at Lentor. So without further ado, Mr. Alvin Khoo, I'll hand the mic over to you.
Thank you, Eddie. I hope everyone can hear me. Okay. Good evening, everyone. So thank you for your time on this very precious Thursday evening to spend about an hour with me for me to share some of my opinions on what's going to happen in the Lentor area. Okay. So Lentor Hills, the start of a new township. For me, when I want to predict on the changes and maybe the growth of an area, or even a specific development in the area, there are a few things that I think I will want to check and understand. So today, what will be happening is I'll be walking through with you all my personal thoughts of this up and coming area by looking at things such as the current master plan, Singapore's urbanization trends, and whether there's been places that have similar changes before. Okay, and also what the future of the area will be like, and of course, most importantly, what is the current buyer sentiment, and to understand how the needs and the wants of home buyers, how they have evolved through time. Okay, so here will be the topics that I'll be sharing with you in the next hour or so. Okay, firstly, the URA master plan. This time around, I'll be focusing more on the northeast region. Okay, previously I've covered the west, the central, even the central area itself. Okay, after that, I'll be talking a bit on the upgraded connectivity. Okay, and Lentor Hills first GLS site. So this will be where it all begins. And of course, integrated development. What is the allure to home buyers and investors for this type of so-called limited edition development? As usually integrated development, if you know, based on data, it only stands roughly about 3% of the entire stocks in Singapore. Okay, and lastly, the potential of this first site, Lentor Hills, which is Lentor Modern. Okay, so without further ado, let me start the sharing proper. Okay, of course, right now, I believe over the past few years, especially during COVID, you will have heard a lot of these seminar on master plan and how it makes an impact. And so I will just be a bit more brief on this. But for me, the most important thing that master plan for me and you is that it has become very transparent and it's an open platform for us to understand the planning intentions and the future plans of each area in Singapore. And like what we know, the whole Singapore is segregated into 5 different regions, as you can see over here. You have like the West region, the North, Northeast, East, and Central. So they will all have what we call the regional highlights. And for the regional highlights, this time around today, what I am talking about will definitely be on the Northeast region. So this is where Lentor Hill is. Okay, when I take a look at the region highlights of Northeast region based on Master Plan 2019, I realized there's 5 key focus for the Northeast region. Okay, so 4 of the main key focus is these 4 will be the main key focus that I'll be sharing. Okay, this will be what I would say potentially will change the landscape or topography of the region. And if you ask me what's the 5th key focus, it's actually talking about community engagement projects at Lorong Chuan and Punggol area. So to me, the most important thing, right, when I want to see how viable a place is, be it for own state or investment, is definitely how livable and how accessible the location is. So the 2 focus that I put in this with stars will be the area that I am most interested in. So when you go to Surf URA's website, you go and see the Northeast region highlight during your free time, you'll see that when you click onto the Northeast region, the first highlight, the first point in the region highlight you see is that URA stance is very clear and we want to create that they will want to create a new neighborhood near the Lentor MRT station. So as you can see, they mentioned over here, a new neighborhood conveniently located near the upcoming Lentor MRT station. So it will feature new parks, seamless pedestrian and cycling connectivities between the Teachers Estate and Lentor MRT station. So as we know, Teachers Estate is a more so-called a more private enclave area with more landers. So they will also have commercial amenities to serve the community, and that will be this mixed-use development with retail, which will be Lentor Modern. Okay, so from this actually give me a first hint that the potential of the area, how livable it will be, you know, with Lentor Modern being the key integrated development in the location, which later I will share a bit further with you all. Okay, and if you see when you move on to the next two key focus, if you read the URA's region highlight online, you will see these two things. Okay, firstly, under supporting our economy, you will see URA have actually clearly indicated that those in baby blue, sorry, hold on, I think I need to panelists, can you help me mute the person? Okay, sorry. Okay, where was I? Sorry, give me a minute. Okay, so when we're talking about supporting our economy, you know, the strategy, URA actually have clearly indicated that those areas in baby blue color, they are actually the existing nodes for employment, and those dark blues will be the upcoming new employment nodes in the future. So for investors, you'll be looking at, you know, professional aspect, especially for those that is staying near to working at this area, which is Seletar Aerospace. You know, so those tenants that prefer a more clean, green, and more upscale residential area, somewhere that's much newer, you know, Lentor Hill Estate may potentially provide the answer to them in the future. Okay, and the other thing is that for if you see under the enhancing of our commutes, we actually see that the location is already equipped with the Thomson East Coast Line. You know, that is already up and operating, especially at the Lentor Lentor station. Okay, and homeowners or investors of the vicinity, they actually do not need to wait for many more years to come for the MRT to be ready. I'll give you a very good example. That will be the Cross Island Line. You know, a few years back when they announced this Cross Island Line, when that's where suddenly Affinity, you know, Gardens residents, those that is near to the Serangoon North MRT station, suddenly the unit sells like hot cake. But the thing is, the changes will only come 10 years down to when that's when it will be ready. But the good thing for Lentor this area is that once all the infrastructure is out, the buildings are up, the MRT is already up and running. There is no need to wait. So homeowners that is buying into this area will also have this very convenience, the immediate way of the convenience, you know, once they move into this area. Furthermore, you know, right now with the new cycling trend in Singapore, the area is providing more cycling networks, which I will actually share with you on the next slide. Okay, so as you can see, in 2019, they actually have an existing 4-kilometer loop around Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1, 3, and 8. So it will connect the residents from Ang Mo Kio MRT to Ang Mo Kio Swimming Complex and Ang Mo Kio Town Centre seamlessly. However, it have upgraded, and this year actually, some of these the neighborhood center and the major parks have already been linked up, or is in the midst of being linked up by all these cycling path and park connector. So this will be for more convenient, you know, inter-town travel. Okay, and in the future, for the longer term, what you will see is there will be denser network that will join all the neighborhoods and facilitate all this inter-town connectivity. So people that love cycling, this area will be very interesting. You know, it's a very lifestyle place that you can explore the entire neighborhood all the way to all the greens and park, as you can see all over here. Okay, and if you take a look at the Northeast region's illustrated plans on housing and transport, you know, you can see actually in short for the Lentor Head area, it is actually a place that is highlighted and is already involved in 2 to 3 of the region's key planning. Okay, and you see this again. For example, this is what we're talking about, Lentor Hills. Actually, you see, apart from Punggol Point, Blanco integrated development, This one is already, it have already started happening already. Okay, and this Buangkok integrated development is actually talking about Sengkang Grand. So, ladies and gentlemen, from what I know, last Friday when I first have this seminar with my Orange Tea agents, right? I realized that for these Sengkang Grand residents, there's a total of 680 units. They still left 1 or 2 units. But today when I check again, it is officially fully sold. And even for Lorong Chuan, we should hear by now on the recent news, on the recent en bloc of Chuan Park also. So you realize that it is not only us, even developers, they are also taking note of all these different locations that is being highlighted by the URA, okay? And so this is where we are, what we're anticipating on the potential of a Lentor Hill area, okay? And if we talk about commerce and industry, okay, Lentor Modern, the Lentor Hills area is actually marked as a place that have this industrial business node, and Lentor Modern will be involved as the planned upcoming mixed development with the MRT station right underneath, okay? So, just now when I talk about our rentability for investors, you do potentially see high profile tenants, especially for the huge area in the Seletar Aerospace, because this area